Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting episode of our podcast, where we explore ideas that help you grow and succeed. I'm Adam, and joining me, as always, is the brilliant Sophia.
Thank you, Adam. And hey, everyone. Today, we're diving into a topic that affects all of us: how English can be the ultimate tool for your personal and professional growth. You may have seen many videos about why English is important in our lives, but today in this conversation we will share something that will lead your life towards success.
Let me ask you something, Sophia. Do you remember the first time you realized how important English was in your life?
Oh, absolutely. I was 19 and travelling for the first time. I walked into a coffee shop abroad, and suddenly, the menu was in English, the barista was speaking English, and I had no idea what to say. It was so intimidating. But it also made me realise, if I knew English better, I could handle situations like this with confidence.
That's such a relatable story. For me, it was during my first job interview. The questions were in English, and I remember fumbling with my words. That day, I promised myself I'd never let language be the reason I miss out on opportunities.
Exactly. And we know many of you listening have faced similar challenges. Maybe you felt nervous about speaking in a meeting, struggled with job applications, or even avoided conversations because you weren't confident in your English skills.
But here's the good news. English isn't a barrier, it's a bridge. And today, we're going to show you how learning and improving your English can open doors to personal confidence, professional success, and even new adventures.
And don't worry, we've got tips, real-life examples, and even a challenge for you to try by the end of this episode.
All right, Sophia, let's dive into it. Why do you think English has become the most important language in the world?
Well, Adam, English isn't just a language, it's a global connector. Let me throw some numbers at you. English is the official language in over 70 countries, and it's the second language in more than 100. In fact, around 1.5 billion people are learning English right now.
That's incredible. It really highlights how essential English is. But why do you think it's so widely used?
It's because English has become the default language for so many key areas of life: science, technology, business, education, and even entertainment. Think about it. If you're reading the latest research paper on artificial intelligence or watching a blockbuster movie, chances are it's in English.
That's a great point. Here's something fascinating. Did you know that about 60% of all internet content is in English? That means if you know English, you have access to a huge chunk of global knowledge and resources that others might not.
Exactly. And it's not just about access, it's about opportunities. For example, if you're a student dreaming of studying in the US, UK, Canada, or Australia, English proficiency is a must. Most of the top universities in the world use English as their primary language of instruction.
And let's talk about careers for a moment. Imagine you're a professional working in a multinational company. Chances are, your meetings, emails, and even casual workplace conversations will be in English.
Absolutely. And this isn't just for people in corporate jobs. Let's say you're a freelancer in India or Bangladesh. If you know English, you can work with clients from the US, Europe, or anywhere else in the world. It's like unlocking an international job market from your own home.
Here's another example. Imagine you've created a groundbreaking app or a product. To market it globally, you'd need to pitch it to investors, create user guides, and run ad campaigns, all likely in English.
And it's not just about work or study. English connects people culturally too. Have you ever noticed how English is the language of movies, music, and even sports commentary? It's what allows people from different cultures to enjoy and understand the same content.
Exactly. Take international travel, for instance. English is the most common language used at airports, train stations, and tourist destinations. If you're lost in a foreign country, knowing English can help you ask for directions or find help in emergencies.
And let's not forget the personal side of things. When you know English, you can connect with people from all over the world. Imagine making friends with someone from Japan, Brazil, or South Africa and having meaningful conversations because of this one common language.
It's true. English really is the bridge that connects us all. And for those listening, we have a little challenge for you. If you could speak English fluently right now, where's the first place you'd travel? Or what's the first opportunity you'd grab? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your dreams.
Great question, Adam. And as we go deeper into this episode, we'll show you how learning English can transform not just your career, but your entire outlook on life.
Stay with us, because up next, we'll explore how English can boost your confidence, help you connect with others, and even help you grow as a person. All right, so we've discussed why English is such an important global tool. But now, we want to hear directly from you, our listeners. This episode is all about engagement, and we want to know what you think about the impact of English in your life.
Exactly, Adam. We know that each of you has your own reasons for learning English, whether it's for work, travel, or personal growth. So, we've put together a fun and interactive poll to get your thoughts on what you believe is the biggest benefit of improving your English skills.
Here's the poll question for you. What do you think is the biggest benefit of improving your English? And you have 3 choices to pick from. 1. Unlocking better job opportunities and career growth. 2. Building confidence in social situations and networking. 3. Accessing global knowledge and learning resources.
Think about it for a second. Maybe you've been able to land your dream job because you improved your English. Or perhaps you've started networking more easily, making connections that have helped you grow. Or maybe your access to books, research, and the latest trends has expanded simply because you're able to understand English more fluently.
There's no right or wrong answer here. All 3 benefits are amazing in their own way, and they can mean different things to different people. The goal is to find out what's most important to you.
So go ahead and make your choice. Which of these benefits do you find most relevant to your English journey? And remember, you can respond in several ways. You can drop your answer in the comments below the podcast episode, or head to our social media pages, where we've also posted this poll.
And once you've cast your vote, don't forget to tell us why you made that choice. Share a little bit about your experience. Did learning English help you land a better job? Or did it allow you to connect with new people in ways you hadn't imagined before?
We're really excited to hear from you. For me, personally, I'd go with building confidence in social situations and networking. I've seen how knowing English has helped me talk to people from all over the world, whether in business or casual settings. It's made me feel more connected.
I love that, Sophia. For me, I'd choose unlocking better job opportunities. My career really took off when I improved my English skills. I remember applying for a job abroad and being able to communicate clearly in English during the interview. It was a game changer for me.
I love hearing that, Adam. It's such a personal journey, right? And that's why this poll is so important. It's not just about facts or statistics. It's about your story, your experiences, and how English has shaped your life.
Exactly. And we want this to be a 2-way conversation. So don't just leave your vote. Tell us your story. You can join the discussion on our social media or even send us a message about how English has impacted you. We might even share your story in a future episode.
And hey, while we give you a moment to think about your answer, don't forget to hit that follow or subscribe button so you never miss out on our next interactive episode.
Okay, so now let's shift gears a bit and talk about how learning English can play a huge role in your personal growth. I mean, we've been discussing its global importance, but now let's dig into how English can actually shape you as a person.
That's right, Adam. A lot of people view English learning purely as a tool for career advancement or travel. And while those are big benefits, there's so much more to it when we think about personal growth. Learning a new language like English does wonders for our mindset, confidence, and even our overall perspective on life.
Exactly. Let's start with one of the most powerful aspects of learning a language. It builds confidence. Think about it. When you're learning English, you're stepping out of your comfort zone. You're challenging yourself to speak, listen, and communicate in a whole new way. And when you succeed, even in small conversations, it gives you a huge boost in confidence.
Absolutely. The more you practice and the better you get at English, the more comfortable you become in all kinds of situations. whether it's talking to strangers, expressing your ideas in meetings, or even just having conversations with friends. You feel empowered because you know you can communicate effectively, no matter where you are in the world.
And that confidence spills over into so many other parts of life. Imagine you're at a social gathering or at work. You start to feel more self-assured because you know your English skills will help you navigate any conversation or situation. That newfound confidence can lead to stronger relationships, whether personal or professional.
And speaking of relationships, let's talk about connecting with others. English allows you to break down barriers that might have otherwise existed due to language differences. When you can communicate in English, you instantly open up a wider pool of people to connect with. From people you meet in your local community to those on the other side of the world, English can help you build meaningful connections.
Right. And it's not just about talking to people for the sake of it. English can also help you connect with people who inspire you, whether they're thought leaders, industry professionals, or even influencers. With the internet and social media, people from different parts of the world are sharing their ideas in English. Being fluent in English means you can interact with these individuals, learn from their experiences, and even seek mentorship or advice.
That's a great point. Another incredible aspect of learning English for personal growth is improving your critical thinking skills. When you're exposed to new information, whether it's books, podcasts, or even movies in English, you start to think differently. You process information more clearly and approach problems with a new perspective. That's a great point. Another incredible aspect of learning English for personal growth is improving your critical thinking skills. When you're exposed to new information, whether it's books, podcasts, or even movies in English, you start to think differently. You process information more clearly and approach problems with a new perspective.
Yes, that's so true. You're also learning to see the world through different lenses when you understand another language. In fact, research shows that bilingual or multilingual people tend to have better problem-solving skills and are more creative because their brains are constantly switching between languages and thinking in multiple ways.
I love that. It's like flexing a mental muscle, right? The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And it doesn't just stop with critical thinking. You also become more open-minded. When you learn English, you're often exposed to different cultures, traditions, and worldviews. Understanding English opens the door to a wealth of knowledge from all around the globe.
And that brings us to personal development. English isn't just about learning vocabulary or grammar. It's about becoming a better version of yourself. Learning English is a journey of self-discipline, perseverance, and growth. Every time you pick up a new word or phrase, every time you practice speaking, you're improving your ability to communicate not just in English, but in every area of your life.
Exactly. English encourages you to embrace learning, and this sense of lifelong learning can drive your personal growth. For example, you might start off learning English just to pass an exam or improve your job prospects. But as you progress, you'll realize that it's opening up new hobbies, interests, and passions that you never even considered before.
It's like unlocking new opportunities to grow, whether you're picking up a new book in English that expands your horizons or joining online communities where you can learn and grow with others. You'll find that learning English opens the door to so much more than just language. It unlocks new ways of thinking, living, and being.
And let's not forget emotional growth. Learning English can help you better express yourself, whether it's talking about your goals, struggles, or dreams. The more you practice and get comfortable, the better you'll be at articulating your thoughts. This emotional clarity can lead to greater self-awareness and confidence.
That's a big one. Many people find that being able to communicate effectively in English makes them feel more understood, not just by others, but by themselves too. It's a powerful tool for emotional and psychological well-being.
So, to summarize, English isn't just about learning to speak a language, it's about transforming yourself. It builds your confidence, opens doors for meaningful connections, improves your thinking, and helps you grow emotionally. It's a tool for self-discovery and empowerment.
All right, We've explored how English can help you with personal growth, but now let's turn our attention to how learning English plays a crucial role in your professional growth. Whether you're just starting your career, climbing the corporate ladder, or pursuing entrepreneurial ventures, English is the key that unlocks a world of professional opportunities.
Exactly, Adam. In today's globalized world, English is the common language for many industries. From business meetings and conferences to job interviews and email correspondence, English allows you to communicate effectively with people across different cultures, nationalities, and backgrounds. So, let's talk about how improving your English can directly influence your professional journey.
First off, let's discuss job opportunities. In most industries, especially those that operate internationally or involve technology, English has become the language of business. If you're fluent in English, you have a significant advantage over others who might not be as proficient.
That's right. Many companies require employees to be proficient in English to communicate with clients, partners, and colleagues from around the world. For example, if you're applying for a job at a multinational company, there's a high chance that English will be the primary language for communication. Even if you're in a country where another language is spoken, English often becomes the bridge language for business transactions.
Absolutely. In fact, some companies may even have English as their official language of communication, especially in industries like technology, finance, and marketing. So, without solid English skills, you could be missing out on some amazing job opportunities.
Exactly. And beyond just landing a job, English can also help you advance in your career. Think about it. If you're fluent in English, you'll be able to participate in more high-level discussions, attend international conferences, and collaborate with teams from all over the world. It's an essential tool for networking and establishing your professional identity in a global context.
Right. And this is where communication skills come into play. It's not just about speaking English, but about being able to communicate effectively. In the workplace, clear and concise communication can make all the difference. Whether it's sending emails, giving presentations, or having one-on-one meetings, your ability to convey ideas clearly in English can showcase your competence and help you stand out.
I love that. And think about career progression. In many fields, if you want to move up, you need to be able to work with international clients or manage cross-cultural teams. Fluent English lets you do that more easily. It opens doors to more leadership roles, promotions, and global opportunities.
Yes, Sophia. Imagine this. You're working in a team with people from 5 different countries. If you don't speak English well, it becomes difficult to communicate your ideas and contribute effectively. But if you do speak English fluently, you're in a much better position to not only share your thoughts, but also inspire your team, lead discussions, and solve problems with greater ease.
Exactly, Adam. And let's talk about entrepreneurship for a moment. If you're someone who's looking to start your own business or expand your current venture, English becomes a powerful tool for marketing your products and building your brand globally. With English proficiency, you're able to reach a wider audience, attract international customers, and even partner with other businesses on a global scale.
That's a really great point, Sophia. If you want to scale your business beyond your local community, you'll need English to communicate with customers and suppliers worldwide. Having English skills can even help you connect with investors from other countries, which is critical for growing your business and finding financial backing.
Exactly. Plus, there are so many learning resources available in English, whether it's books, courses, podcasts, or videos, that can help you develop your professional skills. Whether you want to learn leadership strategies, improve your project management abilities, or stay up to date with industry trends, English gives you access to a vast amount of knowledge.
That's right. The best part is that these resources aren't just available in English-speaking countries. Whether you're in India, Brazil, or Japan, the internet provides endless professional development materials in English. So, if you want to stay ahead in your field, improving your English becomes a necessity.
And it's not just about knowledge. As you continue to improve your English, you'll notice that your confidence in your professional abilities will also grow. Whether you're attending an international conference or negotiating a deal with a foreign company, Being confident in your English skills will give you the assurance you need to succeed.
Exactly, Sophia. The more proficient you become in English, the more you'll feel empowered to take on challenging roles, present your ideas clearly, and make a lasting impression. It's not just about language, it's about confidence, clarity, and professionalism.
So, let's quickly sum up why English is crucial for your professional growth. It opens doors to better job opportunities, helps you advance in your career, enables effective communication in the workplace, and gives you access to global networks. Plus, it's an essential tool for entrepreneurship and professional development.
That's a great summary, Sophia. And if you're listening to this and thinking, well, I'm not there yet, don't worry. Every step you take towards improving your English will bring you closer to achieving these professional milestones. Start small, but keep pushing forward, and you'll see how powerful English can be in shaping your career.
Absolutely. And now we want to hear from you, our amazing listeners. How has learning English helped you professionally? Have you landed your dream job or been able to communicate more effectively in your work environment? We'd love to hear your stories. Drop us a comment or reach out to us on social media and share how English has boosted your career.
And remember, you don't need to be perfect at English to start reaping the benefits. It's about continuous learning and growth. So let's keep moving forward together. We've covered a lot of ground today, from why English matters globally to how it can help with both personal and professional growth. But before we wrap up, let's turn it over to you, our amazing audience. We're going to answer a few of your questions and share some quick tips that will help you keep improving your English every day.
That's right. You've been sending in some great questions, and we're excited to dive into them. And if you haven't sent us a question yet, don't worry. You can always reach out to us on social media or leave a comment under this episode. We love hearing from you.
All right, let's get started with the first question. This one comes from Reena in India, who asks, how can I stay motivated to continue learning English, especially when it feels like I'm not making much progress? Sophia, what would you say to Reena?
Oh, Reena, I totally understand where you're coming from. Learning a new language, especially English, can sometimes feel overwhelming, but here's the thing, progress doesn't always have to be immediate. Sometimes you may not see the results right away, but every bit of effort counts. My tip for staying motivated is to set small, achievable goals. For example, aim to learn 5 new words a day or practice speaking English for 10 minutes each morning. When you see yourself reaching those goals, you'll feel more encouraged to keep going. And remember, it's not about perfection. It's about improvement.
That's excellent advice, Sophia. And here's a quick tip. Create a learning routine that fits into your day. It doesn't have to take hours. Just 15 to 20 minutes a day can make a huge difference over time. Find a time that works for you, whether it's during your morning coffee or right before bed. Consistency is key.
I love that, Adam. Now, let's move on to our next question. This one comes from Ahmed in Bangladesh. He asks, I understand that English is important, but sometimes I get nervous when I have to speak. Any advice for overcoming that fear of speaking English?
Ah, yes, the fear of speaking English. It's so common, and it's something a lot of people struggle with, even those who are already fluent in the language. My advice, Ahmed, is to start small. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to speak perfectly. Begin by speaking with friends or family members who can support you and help you build your confidence.
Exactly, Adam. And another tip is to practice in a safe space, whether it's with a language partner, in front of a mirror, or even recording yourself. When you hear your own voice, it helps you get used to the sound of speaking English. The more you practice, the less nervous you'll feel.
Great tip, Sophia. And remember, mistakes are part of the learning process. The more you embrace them, the faster you'll improve. So don't let fear hold you back. Use it as a stepping stone towards growth.
And speaking of growth, let's get to our final question for today. This one comes from Marta in the USA, who asks, I want to improve my business English, but I'm not sure where to start. Any quick tips for learning business vocabulary and communication skills?
Marta, great question. The world of business English is vast, but don't worry, You can tackle it one step at a time. Start by focusing on common business phrases and expressions, like how to introduce yourself in a meeting, how to write professional emails, or how to make a polite request. If you're not sure where to find these, there are plenty of business English resources online, like apps and websites, that focus specifically on improving these skills. Yes, and once you're comfortable with some basic phrases, start practicing by using them in real-world situations. If you work in a company or attend business meetings, try to use those phrases and vocabulary in conversations. Don't be afraid to ask for clarification if you're unsure about a term or phrase. People will appreciate your effort, and you'll gain confidence in no time.
That's a great point, Sophia. And remember, context is everything in business communication. If you're dealing with emails, focus on tone and clarity. If you're in a meeting, focus on listening and speaking concisely. And most importantly, keep learning and practicing. To wrap it up, here's a quick tip for everyone. Practice active listening. Whether you're learning English for personal or professional reasons, listening to native speakers or fluent English speakers can help you pick up natural phrases, improve pronunciation, and understand the flow of conversation. You can listen to podcasts, watch English language movies, or attend webinars. There's a wealth of material out there for you to absorb.
That's an excellent point, Sophia. All right, so remember, staying motivated, practicing consistently, and focusing on small, achievable goals will keep you on track. Keep pushing forward, embrace mistakes, and don't be afraid to practice speaking. All right, everyone, it's time for one of our favorite segments, Mythbusting. You've heard the rumors, the misconceptions, and maybe even some downright funny ideas about learning English. Well, today, Sophia and I are here to set the record straight. We're going to bust some of the most common myths surrounding English and language learning.
That's right, Adam. Language learning can sometimes come with a lot of myths that can confuse people or make them feel discouraged. But don't worry, we're going to clear things up. So, are you ready for some myth-busting fun?
Let's do it. Here's the first myth. You have to be fluent in English right away to be successful.
Oh, this one gets me every time. The truth is, fluency takes time, and it doesn't happen overnight. English is a journey, not a race. Most successful English speakers didn't start off fluent. They made mistakes, they learned new things every day, and they practiced consistently. It's all about gradual improvement.
Exactly. So if you're not fluent yet, that's perfectly okay. Keep working on it, and over time, you'll see that progress. The important thing is that you're learning.
Here's myth number 2. You have to know every word in English to speak well.
This one is a biggie. The truth is, you don't need to know every word. It's more important to be able to communicate clearly, and you can do that with a smaller vocabulary. Focus on the most common words and phrases, and you'll be able to express yourself in most situations. Plus, you can always learn new words as you go.
Exactly. And Adam, speaking of communication, myth number 3 is you have to speak perfectly to be understood.
Oh, I hear that a lot. But the truth is, as long as you're clear and your message gets across, that's what matters most. Perfection isn't the goal. Communication is. Even native speakers make mistakes, but they still manage to communicate effectively.
Yes. Don't stress about speaking perfectly. Focus on the message you're trying to convey, and the more you practice, the more natural your speaking will become.
Now here's a fun one. English grammar rules are too hard to learn.
Oh, grammar. Yes, it can be tricky, but it's not impossible. The myth here is that you have to memorize every grammar rule before you can speak or write. The truth is, you don't need to know every rule to start using English. Just get comfortable with the basics, like subject-verb agreement, word order, and common tenses. As you use English more, you'll naturally start picking up the rules. And don't forget, practice makes perfect.
And speaking of grammar, another myth is, the more formal your English, the better.
Ah, yes. Many people think they have to speak in formal textbook English to sound professional or intelligent. But the truth is, in everyday conversations, being natural is just as important as being formal. While formal language is useful in professional settings, in casual conversations, it's more about connecting with others and being yourself.
Exactly. So, don't feel like you have to speak with stiff, formal language all the time. It's okay to sound natural and relaxed.
All right, myth number 6. You can't learn English if you're too old.
This one is definitely false. You're never too old to learn English or any other language. People of all ages can learn and succeed at speaking English. In fact, some studies show that older learners can have advantages like better focus and more life experience to draw upon. So age is never a barrier, only an excuse.
Absolutely. And to wrap things up, here's one last myth. You have to live in an English-speaking country to become fluent.
That's a huge myth. While living in an English-speaking country can definitely help, it's not the only way to become fluent. With today's technology, there are countless ways to practice English at home. You can watch movies, listen to podcasts, join online groups, and even have language exchanges with people around the world, all from the comfort of your own home.
Exactly, Adam. So, don't let any of these myths hold you back. Keep practicing, stay curious, and always remember that language learning is a process. It's all about progress, not perfection.
That's right. And remember, breaking down these myths is all part of the journey, so don't let misconceptions stop you from achieving your English learning goals. We hope you enjoyed Mythbusting segment. Now, you're ready to take on any language learning challenge that comes your way. Keep pushing forward and keep growing. All right, folks. Now that we've busted some myths, let's dive into something truly inspiring. It's time for our Success Stories segment. We're going to share some incredible real-life stories of people who used English as a tool to transform their lives, both personally and professionally.
Yes, these stories are proof that no matter where you start, learning English can open up doors you never imagined. Whether it's achieving career success, traveling the world, or even making meaningful connections with people from different cultures, English can truly change the game.
And these stories aren't just about the so-called perfect students. No. They're about real people who faced challenges, worked hard, and made it. So let's kick things off with our first success story.
Success story 1. Sarah. From local business to international entrepreneur. Meet Sarah, a small business owner from a small town in India. Sarah had always dreamed of expanding her boutique clothing business to an international market. But there was one big barrier. She struggled with English. Her website was in her native language, and she found it hard to communicate with potential clients abroad.
Despite her challenges, Sarah didn't give up. She decided to take online English classes, focusing on business English and improving her writing skills. Over time, she began to gain more confidence in her ability to communicate in English.
And guess what? Sarah didn't just translate her website into English. She learned how to write effective marketing emails, negotiate deals in English, and network with potential partners around the world. Within a year, Sarah's business grew to include customers from the USA, the UK, and even Australia.
Now, Sarah travels the world for business meetings, giving talks on entrepreneurship, and even hosting workshops in English. She credits her English skills as the key to her success. Without it, she believes her dreams would have remained just that. Dreams.
Incredible! This story shows how English can break down barriers, not just for communication, but also for professional growth and success. Sarah turned her business into an international brand just by improving her English.
Success story 2. Alex, from struggling student to global tech leader. Our next success story is about Alex, who grew up in a non-English speaking country and always felt that his lack of English was holding him back in school. He was passionate about technology, but struggled to access the latest research, which was mostly in English.
He knew that to make a real impact in the tech world, he would need to improve his English. But it wasn't easy. Alex started watching English videos about technology, reading tech blogs in English, and engaging with English-speaking forums. Slowly but surely, he began to understand more technical terms and felt more confident in his ability to communicate in English.
Then, one day, Alex got an opportunity to intern at a tech company in Silicon Valley. At first, he was nervous about the language barrier, but he kept practicing, even asking his colleagues to help him with difficult words and phrases. His dedication paid off.
Now, Alex is a senior software developer and a global leader in artificial intelligence. His breakthrough research published in English has been cited by experts around the world. Alex credits his success to his ability to learn English, which opened doors to educational opportunities, career growth, and global collaboration.
It's amazing to see how far Alex has come from struggling with language to being a leader in the global tech community. It's proof that English isn't just a tool for communication, it's a tool for personal transformation and career advancement.
Success Story 3: Maria, from immigrant to inspirational speaker. Let's talk about Maria, who moved to the United States as an immigrant with limited English skills. At first, she was shy and often felt out of place, especially when trying to communicate with others at work and in her community.
But Maria didn't let that stop her. She took English classes and worked hard to improve. Her goal wasn't just to speak English, it was to be able to inspire others and make an impact in her new community.
Fast forward a few years, and Maria became fluent in English. She not only built a successful career in healthcare, but also started volunteering at local schools, helping other immigrant children and families improve their English skills.
But her biggest achievement? Maria became a motivational speaker. She now gives talks about overcoming adversity, the power of language, and how English helped her change her life. Maria's story shows that English can be a catalyst for personal empowerment and giving back to the community.
It's beautiful to see how Maria used English as a way to uplift herself and others. Her story proves that English isn't just a professional asset. It's a tool for self-empowerment and inspiring change.
And now, we'd love to hear from you, our amazing listeners. Do you have a success story of your own, where learning English helped you achieve something big in your life?
Maybe it helped you land your dream job, travel to a new country, or even connect with people you wouldn't have been able to otherwise. Whatever your story is, we want to hear it.
Maybe it helped you land your dream job, travel to a new country, or even connect with people you wouldn't have been able to otherwise. Whatever your story is, we want to hear it.
Remember, no story is too small. Every step you take in learning English is a victory, and we're here to celebrate every bit of progress with you.
These success stories show that learning English isn't just about speaking a language. It's about breaking down barriers, reaching your dreams, and making an impact in the world.
Exactly. So whether you're starting your language learning journey or you're already on your way, keep going, because you never know where English could take you.
That's all for today's Success Stories segment. We hope these stories motivated you to keep pushing forward. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep learning, and keep growing. All right, listeners, we've covered some amazing success stories, but now it's time for the most important part: actionable tips that you can start using today to improve your English. Let's talk about practical ways to incorporate English learning into your everyday routine.
Absolutely. You don't need hours of study every day to improve your English. What matters most is consistency and making learning part of your daily life. So, let's get started with our practical tips for everyday learning.
Our first tip is to start your day by listening to an English podcast or watching an English language video. It's a simple way to expose yourself to the language while you're getting ready in the morning or on your way to work or school.
This doesn't have to be a formal lesson. You could listen to a podcast like ours or find something that interests you, maybe a TED Talk, a news update, or even a cooking video. The key is to get used to hearing natural English, so your brain becomes more attuned to how the language sounds.
And don't worry about understanding everything at first. Just focus on picking up a few new words or phrases. Over time, you'll begin to understand more, and your listening skills will improve naturally.
Here's a fun tip. Label things around your home or office in English. Put sticky notes on objects like your refrigerator, chair, or door with their English names. This method helps build your vocabulary and gives you constant reminders of English words throughout the day.
It's a great way to make your environment a mini English immersion zone, and as you use these words in your daily life, they'll become part of your active vocabulary. Plus, you can challenge yourself to learn one new word every day.
This one's a bit tricky but incredibly effective. Try to think in English throughout your day. Instead of translating everything from your native language to English, practice switching to English when you're thinking about something.
For example, if you're deciding what to have for lunch, try thinking, "What should I eat today?" Or, "I'm craving something spicy." It doesn't have to be perfect, but this shift will help you become more comfortable with English in everyday situations.
It's all about creating that mental connection. The more you think in English, the more fluent you'll become. And eventually, it'll feel like second nature.
Another easy way to practice is by incorporating English into your social media or texting habits. You could start by commenting in English on your favorite posts or messaging a friend in English, even if they're a beginner too.
Even if you're not fluent yet, it's a low-pressure way to get comfortable with writing and reading English. And there are so many apps and websites out there where you can connect with others who are also learning English.
If you're feeling shy about making mistakes, start with short messages and don't be afraid to ask for feedback. You'll learn so much from those small conversations.
Set a daily goal for yourself. Whether it's learning 5 new words, reading a short article in English, or practicing your pronunciation with a language app, setting a small goal each day will help keep you motivated.
Goals give you something concrete to work toward, and they keep your progress measurable. Plus, it's a great way to track your improvement and celebrate those small wins.
And remember, don't overwhelm yourself. Start with realistic goals, like learning a new phrase every day or listening to a podcast episode. As you get more confident, you can increase your goals.
If you want to improve your speaking skills, one of the best things you can do is read aloud every day. Choose a short story, a news article, or even a page from your favorite book and read it out loud.
Reading aloud helps with pronunciation, fluency, and even your understanding of sentence structure. Plus, it's a great way to practice the rhythm and intonation of natural English speech.
And don't be afraid to repeat tricky words or phrases. The more you practice, the easier it will become.
A classic tip that always works: watch movies or TV shows in English with subtitles in English as well. This helps you connect the spoken words with their written form, which improves both listening and reading skills.
It's also a fun way to learn informal expressions, slang, and natural conversational English. Plus, you get to enjoy some entertainment while learning double win.
If you find it difficult at first, start with cartoons or shows aimed at a younger audience, because the language tends to be simpler. As you become more comfortable, you can challenge yourself with more complex content.
If you haven't already, download a language learning app like Duolingo, Babbel, or Memrise. These apps provide bite-sized lessons that you can do in just a few minutes every day.
They're perfect for busy schedules because you can fit them into your commute, lunch break, or while waiting in line. Plus, they have fun features like quizzes and gamified challenges that make learning feel like a game.
With regular use, you'll see noticeable improvements in your vocabulary, grammar, and comprehension, and they help you stay consistent, which is key to making progress.
Learning English doesn't have to be a solo journey. There are so many online communities and groups where you can practice with other learners. Whether it's a Facebook group, a Discord server, or a local meetup, engaging with others who are also learning English can be incredibly motivating.
You can exchange tips, practice conversation, and even share resources with others. Plus, it's a great way to find accountability partners who can help you stay on track.
And last but definitely not least, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Learning a language is a process, and the best way to improve is by practicing, making mistakes, and learning from them.
Mistakes are just opportunities to get better. So, embrace them. Every time you speak, write, or listen, you're growing your English skills, no matter how small the improvement may seem.
Exactly. Be patient with yourself and keep the mindset that every mistake is a step toward mastery.
All right, there you have it. 10 practical tips that you can start using right away to improve your English. Remember, it's all about consistency. A little bit of effort every day will go a long way.
We hope these tips help you take your English learning to the next level. And don't forget to join us in the comments and let us know which tip you're excited to try first.
And as always, if you're looking for more tips, resources, or motivation, make sure to subscribe, share this episode, and keep learning. We're here to help you on this amazing journey.
Until next time, happy learning, and remember, practice makes perfect.
So, we've covered tons of valuable tips on how to improve your English. But now it's time for something that can really take your learning to the next level: community engagement and challenges.
That's right. Learning English is so much more rewarding when you're part of a community that motivates you, supports you, and helps you stay consistent. And challenges are a great way to make learning fun while pushing you to achieve more.
The first thing we want to focus on is building a community of learners. Whether you're practicing English with friends, family, or other learners online, engaging with a community can be one of the most powerful motivators.
Exactly. It's like having a team cheering you on. When you join a community of like-minded people, you can share experiences, tips, and resources. It keeps you motivated to stay on track.
And the best part is that everyone's at different stages of their learning journey, so you can learn from others and share what you've learned as well. It's a mutual support system.
Now you might be wondering, wow, where can I find these communities? Well, you have plenty of options. There are online forums, social media groups, and even in-person meetups where English learners gather to practice.
Platforms like Facebook, Reddit, and Discord have tons of language learning groups where you can find people from all over the world who are learning English.
There are also apps like HelloTalk and Tandem, where you can connect directly with native speakers or other learners to practice your speaking and writing skills.
It's all about finding a space where you feel comfortable. The more you interact, the more confident you'll become.
Next up, we're talking about challenges, one of the best ways to engage with your community and push your English learning to new heights.
Challenges make learning fun and competitive in a good way. They add a sense of urgency and excitement to the process, which keeps you engaged.
There are so many different types of challenges you can join. For example, a 30-day vocabulary challenge where you learn 10 new words every day. Or a speaking challenge where you record yourself speaking English for a certain amount of time each day.
Challenges help you stay on track, especially when life gets busy. You know you've committed to something, and you want to see it through.
And if you can't find a challenge that fits your needs, why not create your own?
That's right. You can challenge yourself to practice English every day for a set amount of time, or focus on one specific area, like pronunciation or grammar. You could even create your own Learn a Phrase a Day challenge.
It's about setting small, achievable goals that push you to take action consistently. The key is to stay motivated and make learning fun.
Speaking of challenges, we've got something exciting for you. We're inviting you, our listeners, to join us in our 7-day speaking challenge. Here's how it works.
Every day for the next week, we're going to share a prompt or topic for you to speak about in English. You'll have to record yourself and post it in the comments or share it on social media. We'll all support each other and give feedback along the way.
It doesn't have to be perfect. The goal is to practice, get out of your comfort zone, and make progress every day.
So, your first challenge is simple. Record a 30-second video introducing yourself in English. Share something about your hobbies, interests, or why you're learning English.
Then, share your video in the comments or tag us on social media. We'll check out your videos, provide feedback, and cheer you on.
Now let's talk to you, our listeners. What challenges do you face when it comes to learning English? Do you struggle with speaking, writing, or maybe staying motivated?
We'd love to hear from you. Drop us a message on our social media or in the comments below. Share your challenges with us, and we'll create more content around those topics to help you overcome them.
It's all about supporting each other and growing together as a community. The more we share, the more we learn.
As we wrap up, remember that language learning is a journey, and community engagement can make it so much more enjoyable. Whether you're participating in challenges or simply interacting with others, staying connected will help you stay motivated and improve faster.
And don't forget, challenge yourself, push your limits, and celebrate your progress along the way. With the right community and consistent effort, your English will improve before you know it.
We're excited to see you all join our 7-day speaking challenge. Let's keep each other motivated and make English learning a fun, everyday part of our lives.
Good luck, and we'll see you in the next episode. Keep practicing, keep engaging, and most importantly, keep enjoying the journey.
Join the challenge now, share your videos with us, and let's build an amazing English learning community together. And remember to subscribe, like, and share this episode with your friends.
Catch you all soon and happy learning!